Nick Vujicic is a living testament to the power of the human spirit. Born without arms and legs due to a rare disorder called tetraamelia syndrome, Nick faced unimaginable challenges from the very start of his life. Yet, he didn't let his physical limitations define him.
I was born in Melbourne, Australia, 1982, and my parents had no idea that I was going to be born without arms or legs. I was the only one that I ever saw without limbs.
Outside, why? Why me? No one can tell me why. Where was my hope?
Did pray for arms and legs, but arms and legs did not come. Because of fear, I concluded God's not real. There is no hope. I'm alone. I'll always be alone. I'll never get married. Even if I got married, I can't even hold my wife's hand. Even if I had kids, I can't even hold my children when they're crying. I am sorry. Have hope. You become unstoppable. I don't care what the world thinks of me. When the world says you're not good enough, get a second opinion. God says I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
Was sealed after 7 years of wondering why, God, I was born this way. He answered me very clearly through John chapter 9. And I gave my life to Jesus at 15 after reading about how he came across a man who was born blind. And I'm like, hey, hold on a second. This looks interesting. And no one knew why he was born that way. I'm like, perfect. So I read on, and in verse 3 of the 9th chapter, Jesus said it was done so that the works of God would be revealed through him. And I'm like, wow, God, if you had a plan for the blind man, you do have a plan for me. And that was the beginning of my personal relationship with Jesus. Youth groups were starting to call me, churches were starting to call me, opportunities were opening up everywhere for me to share my testimony. I was speaking in front of 300 sophomore public high school students. 3 minutes into it, half the girls were crying. One girl in the middle of the room started weeping. She put up her hand and she said, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but can I come up there and give you a hug? She came and she hugged me. She cried on my shoulder and whispered in my ear. No one's ever told me that they love me. No one's ever told me that I'm beautiful the way that I am. I couldn't believe it. It changed my life. That was when I knew I was called to be a worldwide evangelist.
Despite the hardships, Nick developed a mindset of resilience and hope. He chose to focus not on what he couldn't do, but on what he could achieve. Today, Nick is a world-renowned motivational speaker, author, and the founder of the organization Life Without Limbs. His message is simple yet powerful. You can overcome any obstacle with faith, hope, and love.
Your past does not define your future.
Nick's life is an inspiration to millions. He has traveled the world, sharing his story and motivating others to rise above their circumstances. He reminds us that no matter what life throws at us, we have the strength to keep going and the power to make a difference. Nick Vujicic shows us that success isn't about having everything perfect. It's about embracing who you are, finding your purpose, and never giving up on yourself. He is living proof that with a strong mind and heart, you can achieve anything.